Welcome to today's edition of the show podcast.
Buffalo WBEN Monday morning marks the beginning of the NFL's legal tampering period, meaning teams can begin talking with agents and players who are set to become free agents at 4 p.m. Wednesday afternoon. But even ahead of free agency, Bills general manager Brandon Beane has been busy locking up core guys from last year's run to the AFC Championship Game, starting with Matt Milano and Daryl Williams late last week, and then announcing Sunday an extension with Jon Feliciano. A story broke by Matt Parrino, the Bills beat reporter for Syracuse.com. However, those additions also mean less money available for free agents. This year's salary cap actually shrunk due to pandemic-induced revenue loss, and it doesn't appear the Bills have a ton of room to make major moves. I think Brandon Beane has to do his due diligence to try to find maybe an impact player at an affordable rate, said Parrino. I think there's a couple guys that are out there, and what's really cool for Brandon Beane in this scenario of this season, you might not be able to go big game hunting, but I think that there's going to be some big-time players that are going to end up having to take a lot less than initially believed because of how many players are flooding the market. As many teams are dealing with the struggles of a tighter cap, numerous veterans, some of them being pretty big names, have been released in the past few weeks. The Bills recently had to part way with John Brown and Quinton Jefferson to give themselves more cap flexibility, and several Bills have even taken a straight pay cut to help alleviate the situation. Parrino noted the Bills could benefit due to simple supply and demand. There's 12 players in that top tier of edge rushers when there's usually maybe 5 or 6, said Parrino. That's maybe going to open up the door for a lot more affordable deals for 6 to 12, and that's where I think Brandon Beane can come in there and say, hey, come try to win a Super Bowl in Buffalo, and take a one-year deal on a little bit less. In all honesty, the Bills are a fairly complete team and don't really have many, if any, glaring holes. However, as Parrino alluded to, he believes their pass rush should be a focus this offseason. You can add a high-profile pass rusher, whether it be on the interior or on the edge. I think that's where, for me, that top need is, he said. What we saw transpire from the AFC title game and the Bills' defense against the Chiefs' offense, to what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' defense was able to do against Patrick Mahomes and company in the Super Bowl, Tampa Bay got it done at the point of attack, and their front four was able to generate pressure, push the pocket. They were able to force Patrick Mahomes to be uncomfortable. The Bills weren't able to do that. Needs. Coming off their deepest playoff run since the 1993 season, the Bills focused on using their limited space under the salary cap to retain their own free agents. It began Thursday when Buffalo re-signed starting linebacker Matt Milano to a 4-year contract. Milano's return, however, came at a price after the Bills freed up more than $14.4 million in cap space by releasing receiver John Brown and defensive lineman Quinton Jefferson. The Bills created additional room by restructuring several existing contracts. GM Brandon Beane then turned his focus on keeping his starting offensive line intact by re-signing Daryl Williams and Jon Feliciano. The re-signings currently leave Buffalo with little to spend once the market opens, with the team having needs at tight end and cornerback.